More because we want to hear what he has learned from today's hearing. This is Florida Republican Congressman John Mica. He's a member of the House Oversight Committee and one of the lawmakers asking tough questions. Hi, Congressman.
Well, good to be with you. And this was a good day for tough questions that Americans want answers.
And what have you?
Well, first of all, was sort of an inside job. The review panel for the 5 members appointed by Secretary Clinton, and in fact she was never interviewed. The people directly under her were never interviewed, some of the undersecretaries and higher level. They just looked at the lower folks. No one's been held accountable, no one's been fired, and no one's been arrested who is guilty of committing
the perpetrators.
These acts.
Of course, Congressman, did they explain why they never interviewed then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton?
Not to my satisfaction, and I think to the American people, and I told them they think this is a whitewash, but our committee is not going to let this go. We will get to these people. Mullins testified that he had cooperation, but we had others who said that they were stymied even in their review, which again was an inside State Department review. So they have done all they can to keep us from the witnesses, to keep this information from coming out, and also going to the highest levels who must be held accountable.
And Congressman, let me play for you something that Ambassador Pickering said today on who is responsible. Listen to this.
Responsibility for the loss of life and other damage rests completely with the terrorists who carried out the attacks. Systemic failures and leadership and management deficiencies at senior levels within 2 bureaus of the Department of State resulted in a security posture at the special mission in Benghazi that was inadequate for the mission and grossly inadequate to deal with the attacks.
Congressman, you understand political speak. You live in Washington. Management deficiencies at senior levels. Who does that mean?
Well, first, blaming it on the terrorists is a cop-out. Management levels in the State Department, they failed to act. Even the Secretary again failed to put in place. There are only about 14 high-risk posts around the world, and they failed to give the diplomatic security and security we needed to maintain that post, which was identified at risk. So there's blame there. No one gave the order to go in and use the military to rescue those that were being held. There's no reason that our SEALs should have been killed. There was plenty of time if the president, who again Admiral Mullins said is the one responsible for deploying the military in a case like this. And if we didn't have the military capability, which I believe we had to get people there to save them, then shame on us again, and someone should be held accountable. But they're keeping this to the low-level people and trying to blame them. No one again has been fired. They've actually put on leave, given pay and benefits, and then restored to sometimes higher positions.
As Patrick Kennedy testified to yesterday. You'll recall that when Hillary Clinton, then Secretary of State, was called in front of the panel, she said, "I never saw these requests. I never knew that, so I didn't deny them or confirm them. I never knew that there were more security requests." Will you be calling Hillary Clinton back to clarify some of this?
Well, I think the Secretary should come in. She testified to other things before the Foreign Relations panel, but she needs to be held accountable all the way up to the Oval Office on why people didn't take action either to protect our embassy and that post in the first place, and then when we were under attack, everyone was missing in action. That's not acceptable. We're not going to accept a whitewash report from this panel or anyone else.
Congressman John Mica, we will look forward to what you've found out by the end of today's hearings. Thanks so much for taking time for us.
Thank you.